And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alien Spaceship stream. You could be watching from anywhere around the country or the world. And I really appreciate every single one of you coming to you from the Spaceship Studios from a galaxy far, far away. Alright. So now what I'll be doing is switching over to the other screen. Let's go here. This way. Alright. Hello, everyone. It is great to be here, and I hope everybody's been having a good evening, a good day. We saw the Daisy trial today. That's the one that I'm keeping up with, and I think that we're watching the testimony and watching the camera footage, and we knew what was going on, but it was quite difficult to understand what was being said, and that's what a lot of people were saying because the sound in the courtroom really wasn't that good. And then with Daisy, there was the Daisy trial. We reviewed that, and we're going to go into. I watched the trial earlier, then we're going to review it in a little bit, the recap about it, and do the other parts of the stream as well. Okay. So those will be things we'll be discussing, and things. I'll see if there's any hurricane updates as well, and go with the different topics for tonight. Okay, so let's go here while we'll be starting out this stream with this as we have people come through like we did the end of the stream yesterday. Let's see. Okay. Do this and we haven't done we did the game yesterday for a little while towards the end, and I will do some of it while like we did before for a little bit. It was some people were asking about the game, so we'll be glad to do this for while we talk about the trial today and other stuff. Okay, so the game is launching. We'll see how this goes. Alright. And it is still launching. It has not done anything. This doesn't. Oh, and here it is. Close that out. Ouch. Now switching over to this window. Alright. Now we'll have this on for a little bit while we have people come through. Alright, so this is the pirate ship in the background, and that is the pirate. This is kind of like a new setup with the game. Okay. Kind of like a Halloween type theme to it. Alright. Now, this way. Alright. Alright, so this is the island. They have a couple of different things with Kraken, and it's some Halloween levels. Yeah, so the way we do the Halloween level, okay, the Navy Kraken Hunter fleet has been sunk by the pirates. Interesting. Okay, so I remember with the Halloween quest. Let's see if I still have that in the journal or not yet. So as I said, today with the trial, the sound wasn't really the best, so it was hard to really pick up things that they were talking about, interrogating her about the crime that Daisy committed with the shooting, and just asked her questions, and she was moaning and getting all emotional, and it was just, it seemed, according to the chat and myself, it sounded kind of silly. Of course, going through a traumatic event like that is unfortunate. It was just, it's the way the sound in the room, it sounded one of the, like, those comedic situations. That's what it sounded like. Alright, this is the little tiny boat that I have. Yesterday we did pretty well with it. Alright, might sink some ships and go to one of the different islands. Alright. Yeah, now... And it lasted for about an hour. There's a mirror in the court in the room that they're interrogating her in.
Plundering or make 'em real.
Oh, let's do that. All right, in with the room they're interrogating her in, there was a mirror. It looked like in there, and it was kind of funny, and we're making jokes about it. A mirror just to really capture the moment. Yeah, and they will on Tuesday. They're gonna go back and we'll see how it all goes. You know, a lot of people believe that it was self-defense, what she was doing. Other people believe that she, in that moment, was not in a threatened, was not being threatened at that moment, and kind of did so much what the ballerina did in that trial. So that is another situation that is being theorized about. Is she guilty or innocent? Ultimately, the jury will decide. And a lot of people do not like her attitude. And her legal counsel should advise her about being more, respectful in a court, obviously. Because it just doesn't make her look good or likable. Right. You had a female officer, I call it officer, was asking her questions. And then you had a male and female both asking questions. Right. And let's see, going this way. All right, firing at the ship right there. All right, yeah. So, yeah, it seemed as the way the sound in the courtroom was, it sounded really goofy, the way it was being handled, definitely. All right, so turning this way. All right, so we'll do one of the Greyhounds. Okay. Now we will soon go to one of the islands to fight some of the enemies. Alright. And chat was very funny. Very humorous today. Shalza had some good jokes to make about it. All kinds of wild things. I like the creative juices flowing through the chat. It was nice. Alright, we got some silver bars, got silk, copper, and medicine. Okay. Alright, this is the pirate's new hat. Okay, so this is the island where you have these little critters that we were talking about before, kind of spooky critters. All right, so take our sword out, fight them. Okay. And also the voodoo staff right here. Okay, this is what I would really prefer to use right here. That would really make the effect go more. Right, that got it good, okay. So, another thing that was occurring in chat was different views on like what the chat is, and it is a spaceship. And then they were talking about it's kind of like a medieval castle. And I always like medieval stuff and King Arthur, like Merlin and stuff like that. I talk about that stuff all the time. So that's what we were like. And what I said was it's in the spaceship. Down the hall, there is this matrix portal. And in one of the portals, there's a medieval castle. Shaz's idea was the medieval castle, and I said I always like medieval things, so I thought it sounded like a cool idea to have included within it. That way, both could be canonically correct at the same time. I'm scared. I remember this, and then we do that, and then bam, take it out. I don't need that weapon because sometimes, like the inventory in the game, you'll have like a certain amount of weapons you could have, and a lot of these things aren't necessary. They're just kind of like for the sport. All right, so this was a island. There is this type of pew pew that I got. Let's see. Let's do this and let's try it out. That's pretty cool. This game is called The Legend of Pirates Online. I used to play it in the beginning of the stream. I play in the beginning, and then we get into the other topics. And it's been a long time since I've done it. I did it last night for a little while, but so I'm bringing it back at certain points of the streams. So yeah, this is The Legend of Pirates Online. It's based off of the Pirates of the Caribbean, and this is my pirate character, and I'm on this island with these creatures that I'm battling. Yes, hello, Aaron. It is great to see you. Yes, the napping pirate. Yes, yes, Aaron, and we are thinking about you during these times, of, and I'm glad to have you here with us. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, so I got yesterday. I played it towards the end of my stream. I played it again, and two of my friends in the game that I haven't seen in a long time joined me in my tiny little ship, and we defeated the entire navy and everybody, and that was so cool. And the chat really liked it. Yeah. So, and this is a new weapon that I acquired the other day. Yeah. So, doing it, doing this. We're causing a confusion. All right. Oh, understood. Oh, GTA. I have not played GTA in many years, but I do play that game. I have played that game. Yeah, I like that. One is like crazy, in a good way. I remember when. See, I played it back in 20, a couple of years ago. 2017, 18, around that time. I remember I'd go when during these sleepovers at my friend's house. We'd play it, and it was really crazy. This is like a GTA version of Pirates. This is like a pirate G. This is like a pirate version of GTA, basically. And yeah, I definitely play that game. It's not in many years, and I did good at it. I remember I used to go tear up LA, and I'd just go do random trouble, and I'd speed off, and there'd be like a chase, and then I would just keep on going to different vehicles, and I took a giant truck, and oh yeah, definitely that game's crazy, in a good way. As I said, this is very similar to that game. Like you could just go attack ships, like right here. Yeah, this is a very tiny ship, right here. All right, we're gonna go and curve into this direction and attack it. It's another smaller ship like mine, and I'm trying to wait for it to get it right. Okay. All right. Now going over here to the bigger ship. I remember with GTA there would be these. At one point, I think they had some sort of grenade in one of the games, or if all of them. I'm not too sure. And that was kind of funny to do in the game. Yeah. So there's like a all these like you have like a different place, like a house and stuff in it. Yeah, that was quite interesting. Another one I like to play was, although a lot of people think that it's kind of outdated. There's COD, Call of Duty. I play that one. I think the other one's called Battlefront. I played those two. And one time with Call of Duty, there was my team wasn't really cooperating, and I was the only one doing the work, and I was able to get a lot of deletions, kills. I did pretty good, but the team wasn't really working with each other, so it just kind of got wasted. And but I remember I was really playing hard. I was like, I want this. If we were in, it's like those live games, and be like in a suburb, and it's like these people weren't really trying. So yeah, that was also another fun one. One of my favorite ones from the COD is the classic zombie game. So there's this one where you have the zombies coming, and you can hear them, but you can't really see them, and it's quite wild because you don't know where they are, and they just kind of come out of nowhere. So that was pretty suspenseful. I liked it. It was dark. I like dark stuff, so I like that one's psychologically. Oh, Aaron Delicious. Okay, understood. Understood. Okay. I have not, as I said, played those games in a very long time, and growing up, I didn't really play games growing up, and I personally think that was probably a good idea until I was a little bit older, like a older kid. I played the Game Boy and the DS, like the Nintendo devices, and I agree with that because a lot of people are like too glued to it, but I I played it when I was a kid, of course, just an older kid. I wasn't a teenager yet, but I was playing the games. I'd say like after Hurricane Katrina, so I had to be like 8, 9 years old after that hurricane. It could have been even when I was. It could have been 7, but I think it was when I was 8. But it could have been 7. But yeah, it was much early, very early. D Sauce says I used to play Madden for years. Actually, sports games since the '80s. That is really cool that you're able to see those games develop over time. I played Madden too. I played my first Madden was Madden '07, and I got to see as it evolved into like a real live action game because the ones that I was playing looked like a bunch of stick figures on a drawing board. So the games have really evolved over time, but yeah, I like Madden. I like the sports games too, like Double Dribble, Mike Tyson, uh, Punch Out. Then '03, I asked a guy at a video show me the miss of popular games got Vice City. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. Another game that I played wrestling games when I was, you know, I played that too. I did pretty good at the wrestling games, so I would just go in I'd be in the zone. Like I just when I have a hyper focus on something, I could really make something of it. And yeah, I was just hyper focused and just like a machine. And I would play against friends. and also against the game. Yeah, the wrestling games are cool, and I played the Tony Hawk like skater games too. Yeah. And yeah, Madden I said on the Game Boy, it was very. I enjoyed it, and there was these different levels that you would do, and it took, as I said, different times learning about the different plays people would do, in the game, like, and over time I practiced and I did good with it. And but as I said, just now the games are so incredible the way the graphics are now. Yeah, and I never had a PSP, but I had played it before. That was an interesting device because you had the PlayStation console, then you had the little handheld thing. That was interesting. I remember I saw it around 08, 09, 07. That's when I saw people playing. I was like, that's quite incredible. I could have gotten one if I wanted to, but I didn't. And another ones that I liked, one of my favorites was Nintendo. That was one of my favorites. I always liked to. So how it started was the same dude that I got me into Aliens. Although I always was interested in Aliens, and I would have been into Aliens. This friend of mine I grew up with really guided me, mentored me in that field of Aliens when I was growing up. So he was very generous. I remember one time he gave me a DS as a gift that he had that he didn't need anymore, and he gave me the a Mario game, the Super Mario. I already had a Game Boy, so that was really cool. This DS was like a vintage one, the original DS. It was much more bigger than the DS Lite that I would usually see other people have. And yeah, so I like Mario. That was definitely like a good trial where it was a challenge but it was also easy to do at the same time. It was a learning process, but like there's a point where I play the Mario game so well that I would go through the game within an hour or 20 minutes. Completely. I would just even like the DS or the Game Boy version, I could just go through it quick, like like a machine. And I did that like a couple of times, and eventually I went into the world of doing YouTube stuff. All right, and Dsau says my dad got me an Atari in '82. That is so cool, really cool. Had Pitfall and Kaboom, still have them. Got the original NES in '87 with Super Mario. Always played Legend of Zelda, Castlevania, and RBI baseball. That is awesome, and the history behind it is so cool because that's when the games are just starting. It's like a pioneering of the games, so it's cool we got to experience that. And I like Zelda. And Joy says, "Well, at least Johnny can buy me a drink tonight. Been waiting forever." Oh, Joyce, good evening to you. And yes, finally, he is here to buy you a drink. Yes, and it has been a while, yeah, definitely, and it is finally the time has come. So yeah, with Zelda, they have newer variations of the game now, and where the animations and graphics are just gorgeous. But I do admire the older versions of the game that were more original looking. It looks so cool. It looks like artwork of where it'd be green and the little character walks around. I like those. He reminds you of Robin Hood, the Robin Hood character. And yeah, so Zelda's the one I like also. Now there is Kirby, and Kirby's funny. So I remember one of my other friends that I had, what used to be my friend, he was telling me about Kirby. All I already knew about Kirby, and it was telling me that the concept of Kirby is quite terrifying because he just devours everything in its path. But it's a cute little pink blob thing. But he's actually has a dark side to him. That was like the teachers thought that was just so funny the way we're talking about it because when I was growing up because it's like this terrifying Kirby and it's just the most cutest thing ever. Yeah. So the original Mario, I've played the original Mario because the DSi store had it. So I did play it on a newer console, the DSi. But yeah, I will say the DSi was so cool where, and I still have it in good, perfect condition. I even when I wasn't playing it, well technically I lost it in my room somewhere. That's actually what happened. But I had it in like in a safe spot and I got it. Like this. Oh, you missed it, Moki. Yeah. The game is back. Yep. It's so great to see you, Moki. And I want to tell you on Tuesday, they will be coming back for the Daisy trial. The the state apparently is going to rest their case, and then the next part will happen with oh, the defense will continue their part of it. And yeah, just a lot of mumbling today in the trial of the in the video that they're playing. It was, and then the crying was really, I will say, the way the sound was really kind of exaggerated, and we're making a bunch of the creativity continued as when you after you left, and yeah, so that's about the trial. It was quite interesting. Yeah, so yesterday I played the game, and towards the end of the stream, and two of my buddies that were in the game that I played it with came back, and we with this little ship we defeat the whole navy, everybody. It was crazy. So that's all about teamwork. It's so cool. Yeah, this ship is a smaller ship. Yeah, Moki says I saw some of that video and thought we wouldn't get much out of it because the sound was so bad. Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Because I had the subtitles on, and I couldn't. I got something out of it, a little bit out of it, but nothing really. It was just like I don't know, listening to another language, and with the moaning and crying. As I said, somebody's going through a traumatic thing. It's upsetting, of course. Okay, I'll play that, Moki. Definitely, I'll play it. And I'll and any kind of requests, I'll certainly do. Joyce said, I actually tuned it after a while. Tuned out after a while. Oh yeah, yeah. I was, and then Shaza said something funny where, which I like. This analogy was so cool that we were like a medieval castle, and I love medieval stuff. As you know, and we have to do our King Arthur series again that we've done before. That I would do different times. That's something else we got to bring up again, and I like that. And said, I thought, aren't we on an alien spaceship? And I said this. I haven't played Animal Farm because I'm afraid I'll get addicted. Ah, yeah, yeah. Scared. So what happened with that game with I was telling down the hallway there's these portals and these different matrices. And in one of the matrix we had this thing occur where there's a castle, and that's where a lot of the people are, including Shaza. So we mechanically made it make sense where we're in a medieval castle, also in the spaceship at the same time, because I love castles, I love medieval stuff. So we have both. Like, there's these portals in the spaceship, and one of them is a world where there's a castle in it that coexists inside a spaceship. So I said the creative juices kept on flowing. Oh, Farmville. Oh, good grief. I played Farmville when I was a kid, and I have a real big farm and a lot of vegetables there and a lot of pumpkins. Oh, I got a bunch of animals. I did all kinds of stuff in that game. I have like I took up the whole lot. Yeah, definitely. I love Farmville. Well, back in I'd say about 2009 2010. I played it all the time, and on Facebook. Yeah, that's a good times. Good times. Yeah, yeah. I'm serious. My sister's in Australia, so I talked to her. I wanted to talk to my sister, so I got a Facebook. I'm serious. I'll even show you all the picture of me with my little glasses. I was this little kid with curly hair and glasses, and I was on Facebook. Yeah, and I played Farmville. And now my Facebook picture is a beard and sunglasses and the pith helmet. I came a long way. Yeah. Moki said my fam was so awesome. I actually downloaded the new one, but didn't find it intuitive. I didn't know there was a new one. I thought that they took it down, but yeah, well, I'll see if the Farmville's still up. Whatever it is, I'll definitely do it. Oh, a hilarious choice. Oh, I love playing Farmville. I played it after school. And that was so cool. When I remember when I would play in Farmville, there was a situation that would occur where I would like share stuff and I'd request people to help out, or I would give a gift or so, however it works. And yeah, I did go to Farmville. I remember I would harvest my crops, and I would grow pumpkins, and I had horses and pigs and a house and a couple of trees. Oh, I love that game. Yeah, yeah, I need to catch up. Yeah. Oh, hilarious, Smokey. All right. And yeah, so right now we are taking out the bounty hunter. Now these bounty hunters much more enjoyable. One time there was a nightbot in another channel that I go to sometimes, and especially before the I was watching a lot of trials, I would just go to random live streams on YouTube. All right, I used to be the way I would get people over to the spaceship. I would go to random channels and make friends with people. But now, like, I don't do it as much because of the streams I do and the stuff that we do, like on the trial stuff. It just takes a lot of time, and I enjoy it. Yeah, I got a scolding bot message when I was talking to East Gray's Essential one night. When I met him, him and I were hanging out by the train station. And because it was like a game, it was a stream where they have sound effects of like a train station from the 30s, and we're like waiting for the train to come. And him and I were talking about Jesus and philosophy. I always like talking about like religion and politics and stuff, and we were having a good time. And what happened next was the bot. I was saying like quotes from the Stoic philosophers and different inspirational stuff that I learned. It was just, like telling it the chat while I was doing my ministry, team of ministry, and the Nightbot was triggered at me and was telling me I need to stop saying what I'm saying. It was getting triggered. It was getting angry. It was getting angry. And I'm like, is it a? I don't think it was a person, but I wasn't really too certain what it was exactly. And Great Essentials, why are you hating on Alien Spaceship? Like, what's up with that? So yeah, I can understand the struggles of a Nightbot. Law and Crime used to have a Nightbot a long time ago, and before they got rid of the mods, they got rid of that first. Ah, nice, nice. Whoa! I achieved the high level. Scared. Going inside to get the kid inside for a night. Nice, nice. All right. All right, Tortuga's open. That's nice. All right, we get it, buddy. Tortuga's open. All right. Scolding bot message annoy me. Every 30 seconds, it's annoying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, because you gotta like make sure the user is having a good user experience, and this is something that I liked from Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple, because I like it looking at different what people said, and yeah, it was. I think so. Sauce. Yeah. And yeah, I think it's, for instance, I think the bots would not be the best in my opinion. I don't know about other channels. I can't speak for other channels, but mine, I don't have that on here, including mods. For instance, I know it's like a LOL alien. Everybody's a mod on your channel, but the thing with the modding, it's kind of like a catch-22. Now, if there's that's how it works. So somebody that was like trolling the chat or doing something horrific, like a person that wasn't part of our group, like y'all could like get him out of there if y'all wanted to. And the but there's nobody like telling y'all what to do, or like y'all just do what y'all want to. I like the unhinged. I'm unhinged, so I want the chat to be as unhinged as possible. So yeah, as I said, I'm not telling anybody what to do with their channel, and I'm not even talking about right now the TTL whatever. I'm friends with them. They seem like I've done all right over there. I've done fine, but like I just tell people hello and go to the next thing. But what, yeah, here like I want it to be like less as convenient as possible for the chat. All right, and there we go. Here I am docking, and I got a hasty cannon and a ram and some blue vests. And then we got a bunch of diamonds, gold bars, rubies, emeralds, and copper bars, and cotton, medicine, all these different things. All right. Right, right. And, all right, so this is going back. This is Tortuga, right? So we got to get Joyce's. Okay, understood, Mookie. Understood. And we got. We're gonna go this way to see our captain, and I'll turn the music up a little bit. Or later, okay. We're going down this direction. I think we're going to see the famous one right here. All right, so let's go this way. Oh, he wants to stay outside longer. Scared. Scared. All right, look at this. There you go, Joyce. There he is. There is Jack Sparrow right there. Yeah, so shout out to Captain Jack Sparrow right there. And he's in his. Yep, there he is. He's playing cards and he's enjoying himself, and he has Joyce's drink in the tavern. Yeah, so it's been a while since we've seen the captain. We've been watching the captain's trial, and his fight against the scrangly turd, and talking about his case. So now we, pay him a visit while he's with his mates. Yes. Yeah, he did. He knows to listen. Yeah, he knows to listen. And that is the candle in the background. And there's another game that I'm going to show you all at some point, which is called Toontown. It's these goofy cartoon characters, and they fight the different business people. It's quite funny. The cogs. All right, and zooming into him, yeah, that's him. He's having a good time with, and that's him up close, his face. Yeah. So, in Captain Jack. Yes, he doesn't want to sleep on the couch tonight. All right. Now, speaking of this Captain Jack, I remember when this movie was out. My favorite one, although there's been a couple of movies that have come out, this other incident occurred where he was in the Disney store. They had so much Pirate of the Caribbean merch, and back then I just feel things are made a little bit less Temu-ish back then. And yeah, they had so many toys, so many games, and they had the Davy Jones and Captain Jack Sparrow costumes. And when I was a kid, I had to choose between the both of them, and yeah, I chose the Captain Jack costume. I still have it. It doesn't fit me anymore, but I have the costume from this movie, and it was so cool because it was like wearing a pirate outfit, and my region is very tropical looking like the movie. Yeah. Oh, Aaron, welcome back. We are paying visit to the dear captain right here. And yeah, so that was a nice choice between the both, and I chose that one. That one is my favorite, the dead man's chest, because there are so many different terrains, and I have to reassess it because there's different ones that came out. But yeah, at World's End was very good. So with the captain, he was very. He's playing his game. He's very cool. So the reason why I like that movie, there are so many different scenarios. There is the Raven's Cove. They were on different islands, and they just went to different places, and there's so many different characters. And you just kind of don't know what was going to happen next. It was also a cool time period for me. Oh, absolutely, Joyce, and thank you for mentioning that. With Austin and Blow, yes. Oh yeah, he's a phenomenal actor, and I watched him since 2004 or 2003 when that movie came out. I would have watched him early in the 90s if I was around. I was born in the late 90s, but if I was older in the 90s, like a kid in the 90s, I would have watched him too. If I had been born earlier. But he was very good in that movie. I remember in The Other House, I saw him on the cover. He was very iconic looking. He's very iconic. I love his outfit. Sauce says, when TTVL started, I was one of the first to subscribe, and it was very cool. In fact, the Christine Richey trial, that was way before Squeegee was there. Oh, interesting. Then he took over and got way weird. Oh, okay. Understood. I know Squeegee, and I personally have had good times with him, and he likes to shout the channel. But as I said, however he runs it, I don't really pay attention to it too much. But thank you for telling me, D-Sauce, about your take about the situation. and I I understand what y'all saying. Like personally, with me within here, or what I do with this channel, when for this channel, people can talk about the different things as they like, and there's a lot of people here that migrated here over time that were of different religions and politics that I welcomed in. As I said, predominantly a Christian. I'm a Christian, so I have like a Christian theme to me, and I welcome, as I said, different political views. And although it can be heated, it'll get spicy sometimes. I don't mind it, and people can talk about controversial things as long as they do it respectfully. And I'll referee. I'm like a referee over it. Like I don't. Oh, thank you, D Sauce. I appreciate that. And as I said, I appreciate the different religions and the different. And sometimes there's debates about. We've debated religion before. We debated politics before, and sometimes we go into different stuff. So, I welcome all the different people here. But as I said, I feel with law and crime. Although when you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people, there is lots of things going on where if they were to talk about politics, it could have caused a issue. So originally, Addy and the mods, they had it where people couldn't talk about religion, politics, etc. But I tweaked it a little bit where it's a little bit more relaxed. And especially here it's relaxed. And I'm on different shows of political commentary. I'm very political, by the way. Some people know me as very political. I've been taught by many people that we're political commentary, stuff like that. So I welcome that, but of course I understand the politics is secondary, and all these different things are secondary. And one thing I did like about the trial chat was that people that were different religions and politics that would have been enemies were all united together for a noble cause and expressing the American legal system. That's something that really touched my heart about that group. So I wanted to keep it together as much as possible, and I allowed, especially over here, I allowed different political and religious talk and whatnot, as long as they're being respectful, as I said, to each other. Because sometimes if people try to attack in a negative way, that's where we kind of have to set some boundaries. But people can feel free to be here at Law and Crime. We mostly focus on the trials, but if you want, we had side discussions about gun rights, about various things that were happening. In recent times, of course, there's no mods there except Alexandria and Kathy and whoever's behind the Law and Crime channel. Those three people, whoever they are. Well, we know the two, but the other people behind the Law and Crime, I don't know who they are exactly. But, so, yeah, it seems to be more relaxed. And I do think that two extremes are not the best thing. So you can't be too restrictive, and then at the same time to have talk about the different things in a respectful manner. That is the balance I think is key. And at the end of the day, we may not all agree on the same things, maybe different religions, different politics, but at the end of the day, we're all aliens on a spaceship. So that is how I do it. And yeah, I'm glad that y'all like it. And another thing that I wanted you all here to do was to talk and be unhinged and be as wild as you want. Because Moki, that is excellent. I'm glad it's raining where you are. It's truly a spectacle. Enjoy it. It's nice. Hearing the rain. So, that's, like, I didn't want y'all being, like, micromanaged, and y'all could just do as y'all please. And just, like, when we talk about Tellis and talk about Brooks and these crazy people we look at, yeah, I love seeing the chat messages. It's so hilarious. So yeah, I wanted to make sure y'all had a place to do that, over here. So, and as I said, nobody's gonna time y'all out, and I'm not. And y'all could just do as y'all please in chat. Sauce says, I hear when people attack the ladies on LC, I feel it is my duty to kind of protect them. It always seems to be the same rando. Same hate. Oh, absolutely. I feel the same way, D-Sauce. And there is an incident that did happen when the mods were taken away. So, D-Sauce, when after, like, last year, or maybe the year before, I think it was last year, when the mods were taken away, thousands of trolls came in and attacked our group, which you're a part of now. And this group of people, like the people you see here, were part of another group that was there before that. So I really appreciate you, and I also feel the same way. That is noble, because it's always good to protect our group. Thank you. And we were attacked all the time, and we all stuck up for each other and defended each other, and we became like a little war clan. So yeah, and I do the same. You know, and a lot of people in trolls, they're trying to get a reaction and trying to get attention because they're low lives in the basement. They have no life, so and they'll never get a girlfriend, so they'll have to go and be stupid. So that is noble to stand up, and at the same time, they are trying to get attention, get a reaction. And so I'd certainly appreciate you. And Loki says we usually pop the garage and watch the rain along with the neighbors. Oh, that's really nice. And get the chair out. That's really. It must be just like, say, when it snows where I am. Uh-oh, look, the pirate went to sleep. That's so cool. And Moki says, I'm 53 years old. I don't need a bot scolding me. Right. And Moki says, I love trolls that crack me up. And Moki, I love your attitude about the trolls. I love how you'll take it as an entertainment, because that's what they are, because they are the same thing like the medieval clowns and jesters. A lot of them are like that. So I appreciate that way of viewing things. Now, on different streams I've had some crazy individuals during the phone lives especially, and the roasting matches are always fun. Yes, nap time. The pirate has gone to sleep. And as we hang out with Captain Jack. Yeah, and so I certainly appreciate that. And yeah, as I said, I've had these little roasting matches with them, and also sometimes we've blocked them when they're spamming. We've in certain situations. But in other times, there's trolls that are just, goofy, that you just kind of mess around with, like what Moki's talking about. And there was one time during one of my phone lives, Moki, where one person told me he was a troll, but he saw my channel and was just like, this is a couple years, it's like a year or two ago. He was like, when he saw my channel, he thought it was cool and he wasn't going to troll. And I had that effect on people, where the trolls become friends with me. And when they realize how cool I am. And then some people are just going to hate. And so it can be entertaining. And I said, I like that attitude. It's all about your view and interpretation of the situation. And Joyce says, it's a hit or miss with me some days with trolls, just saying. Yeah. As I said, yeah, I've had some experiences that, where you got some just insane people out there that, but it's entertaining. It's interesting stories to tell. I'd say the phone lives, and at night, like in the middle of the night. One time someone was trying to figure out where I lived. Oh, and you got these people just spamming stupid stuff. And there's a bunch of them. It's like these people where they'll spam and they'll spam it. It's like they got nothing to do in the basement, but look at my this wonderful alien right here with my alien lips sitting outside. And I would show them the garden. And as I said, I have Halloween decorations up. Whenever we do that, I'll show you all the garden. And we can look at the crazy stuff out there with the things I have up. Yeah, so right now there's lots of flowers that are blooming from autumn. But yeah, definitely is funny. Exactly, Moki. Exactly. There's a difference between a funny troll and a mean troll. Very well said. Very wise. And yeah, and then with the trolls, I said, there's some people, I don't remember every single thing I've been told, but there's people that told me some evil stuff before. Like, real, messed up things. But as I said, I definitely, with the chat, we got them good. It was quite hilarious. I've not done the phone lives in a long time, and Mary Toodles, although I will do phone lives again, and I will do it to show you all the Halloween decorations, she doesn't really like the phone lives because she doesn't like me being attacked. But because there's just some low lives out there. But as I said, we've had a lot of good times with the phone lives, though. And we met really cool people. A lot of people subscribed here came from the phone lives. And I've met cool people. I had good experiences with the phone lives. As I said, Primal came here from the phone lives. A couple people did. Bob, you see Bob here. He came from a phone live, so I said some really good experiences with it too. There's no light without dark. Your dude over there needs to lay off the sauce. He is out like a light. Why does everyone have a problem with Brandon? Is he? He's not a troll, right? One particular I remember was a few weeks ago. Jimmy Woe Times. Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. No, he is just too serious, and sometimes it rubs people the wrong way, and he gets to be too much at times. Jimmy makes me laugh, but he can be mean. He's touchy. Yeah. Arg, the slippery Kraken gave us the slip again. Okay, so there's a Kraken lurking. Yeah, and I'll tell you a story from the phone lives I had. I would go. Brandon is autistic or something. He's very serious, but he doesn't mean anything by it. Oh, okay, Moki, understood. And this one time during a phone live, I was talking about like my origin story of the channel and the yard and the person that lived here before me. And one time, there is this dude named Jeff, and it was at dead of night. So I was showing him the yard and the different plants that I have. It was a random NPC that came to my channel, and there's other people in the chat too. And we were like in a really dark part of the yard, where it was like the spooky part, where some like where the ragweeds grow. And the dude was like, "Man, I love you." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And then he was just like, "Do you grow roses?" And I gave him the whole rose story. I had to go on a rose rant. So before the hurricane, my great grandmother grew this rose bush in the front yard. These red roses, they're beautiful. So yes, we grew roses before, but a long time ago. And my grandpa's growing another rose bush in the front. So we got into a rant about roses in different colors. That was pretty funny. So I remember doing this is like, "I love you." So there's some characters on there. There's another guy named Kyle, and he was in Alabama, and we just got like a conversation about New Orleans and Mississippi, New Orleans and Alabama, or Mississippi, where it was in Mississippi, I think. And we're just like having a conversation about politics and stuff. So yeah, there's like some pretty cool people you could talk to on YouTube, and there's funny trolls too. At one time there was a troll in another chat that was trolling one of my friends, and I told him I roasted him, and the dude started laughing hysterically. Trolls can be funny. You know, also there's some generally cool people that just want to chat. I miss Blondie. Oh, she was spicy, but definitely far more emotional people in chat sometimes. Some days. Joyce said D-Sauce patience will only work with Brandon. He eventually calms down. Loki said he probably has Asperger's or something. He's not a troll. Okay. We had a couple of pretty good days in chat. Nice. Yeah, I think that the captain has a very good poker face. I think he's going to certainly win this. Yeah, and let's change this right here. Let's go down this way. Oh, I have to go to the other area. That's okay. We will have patience with you, Joyce. We'll have patience with you. I'm excited too, Aaron. Now, Monday is supposed to be a holiday, I guess, but maybe not for every region. Another thing I'm gonna be doing at some point is the late night streams again. I haven't done that in a while. Y'all literally been sitting here wondering if they are playing medieval music with the football game. Oh! Yo, I've literally been sitting here wondering if they're playing medieval music with the football game. Ah. Yeah, this is the tavern in the game. They're playing the old-timey music in the tavern. Happy Thanksgiving, Aaron. Alright. I'm going to show you all a game that they played in the pirate game. So there is this game called Liar's Dice. And they had 3 fourths. And they would roll the dice. And, they would play the dice. And they did it on Davy Jones' ship. It's a very cool game. Right. Alright, that's Gibbs. That's Mr. Gibbs. See, that's the people playing medieval music. Not as important as Christmas, but turkey dinner with the family is great because I cut all the crazy family, so it's just good ones. Oh, nice. This is a swampy region. Oh, you think it's lame? Ah, well, Mary Toodles makes a good Thanksgiving meal. And I'll tell you this, Moki, that on Thanksgiving at my friend's house, like when I was growing up, we would have gumbo and Thanksgiving at my friend's house. So, the food, there are exceptions. I personally like turkey. Alright. And I like getting together and stuff, but I don't like the cooking dinner. Not a fan of turkey and all that stuff. Oh, okay, understood. And the cooking is very involved. It's very involved. Even like gumbo or anything, or if it's turkey or whatever it is, that could be very involved indeed. Yeah, so I can understand what you're saying. Turkey makes people sleepy because there's stuff in it that can make people sleepy. Chemicals in it. Alright, we're going to the island. Oh, nice, D-sauce. Nice. I want to show you all this game in this bar. And your dumb family demands turkey for Thanksgiving. Scared. Alright, this is where the gypsies are. You make potions and stuff. Oh, Moki, I love ham too. I eat ham every day. Not every day, but I eat ham often, ham sandwiches. But yeah, ham's very good. Oh, look, there's ham right there. Alright, and I'm sure it's still controversial, but Canada. Thanksgiving is celebrated by settlers coming here, etc. Everyone fights over whose land it was first. I do turkey and ham for Christmas. That is wonderful, Joyce. That's awesome. Look how dark it is in here. Isn't it so ambient? It's so eerie. Chat, this is crazy. Look how dark it is in here. Scared. It's the dark. We're on the dark side, chat. We're in the dark side. Moki says, Aaron, same in the U.S., but hello, you fight over your land and someone lose and some win. Right. Right. Now, with my, in my, not my country, my, what am I I have some ancestors from Nova Scotia, so I'm part Canadian. Like where Aaron is. He was from, and then he went to London, and during World War One. My great-grandfather was in World War One. And then his grandson came over to New Orleans and met Mary Toodles and brought her over there, and then she came back here, and here I am. Ah, yeah, exactly. You know, this is what we're doing right here. Is this it right there? No. Okay, this is the game. Uh-oh. The game is in the dark, but there's some stuff that we can see. No, that's not the same thing. Not the same thing. Not Liar's Dice. Wrong game. Let's see, is it still here? Oh yeah, it's right here. Liar's Dice. Okay. This is a game the pirates used to play, like in the pirate movie. And it's like making guesses about the dice that are being rolled. We're Indian now. I know I sound racist, but it is drastically changing in one direction. Alright. And going here. Alright, 1. Let's see, I'm going to bet this. Let's go this way. Understood, Aaron. Understood, yes. And feel free to say what you like to. It's okay. I am Cash, and yes, I definitely, well said, Moki. Absolutely. Change your culture, and people shouldn't immigrate if they can't assimilate. Right. Oh, howdy, Glenn. It's good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. This is from the Pirates 2. They played Liar's Dice. This is some variation of it. It's a guessing game, pretty much. Scared. Here. All right, let's go here. All right, and let's guess. Let's go up a little bit more. Oh, that's not what I meant to press. All right, it's like a fun thing, just seeing if you get it right. It's a guess. It's a chance. Kind of estimating different ones. It's usually controversial here, so I hide on my island in my trees, trying to buy time. Yes, that's good. And we want people, of course, to simulate into country naturally in respect to the culture that they're in and the place that they're in. So that is very important, and it's good to have appreciation for your culture, your people, your region. Like say like Japan, for instance. Japan, they appreciate their culture. That's something that Charlie mentioned in one of his before. Of course, he unfortunately was not here anymore. Where people had Japanese, they appreciate their culture and their people, and like say in my opinion with America, we want different people coming here, and at the same time respecting the place that they're at the same time, because and there's oh hello Michelle, and that is a person that must be a lurker of some kind. And let's see, Michelle says the racist Canada built on immigrants, the same as it was here in the U.S. No, immigrants are fine, but in my opinion, but people certainly can have appreciation for the immigrants that came there originally, and the heritage and culture of our people. I don't think, in my opinion, that was racist, what she was saying. And as I said, people can have a right to express their opinion here. Whatever they say. I don't think that, in my opinion, Aaron was being racist, in my view. But, there's lots of, for instance, that you want people to come to a country and be, like, say there's Canada and the people that were there and stuff, and the original immigrants that were there, they should have assimilate into it in a respective manner. Of course, people have rights to their opinion. At the same time, it is good for people to... the West is a very thriving, vibrant civilization. And I think that a lot of people would want to come to these regions. And I am for immigration done naturally. Now, if there's anything that is done that would, I don't know, challenge or try to overturn the group that they're coming to... Like, say if I was going to go to Japan, make it more layman's terms. If I was going to Japan... and I was going to say that they should be more like the Vikings and the Italians, I think that would be a little bit disrespectful to the people there. But there's lots of people that come from our country to go to Japan. I love Japan and admire it, and I would respect what is there at that time. And that is my view of it. And as I said, there's lots of, for instance, in London, there's knife attacks, there's different things that are happening where people are being, hurt and attacked. Besides the crime that's already over there, you have that on top of that. And when you do that, as I said, when you do it the way they're doing it, you're going to cause people to be more against that cause. So I think that a different approach would be better for whatever they're trying to do. So, as I said, everybody has a right to say what they would like here. I think that it's allowed and it's fine. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And that's good, and I believe that it is good to have peace. Of that, Trump did that. That's very good. And as I said, I am not against any group of people, and I want there to be, in my opinion, people may disagree with me, I want there to be immigration done the proper way. And as I said, just if I was going to be a migrant in Japan, I would respect Japan and not try to make it European and respect what's there. So I do think that is important concept to have, in my opinion. Well, Michelle, the reason... See, these days, there has been, I feel, an attack on free speech. And I feel that people, like anything, racism has been seen as a broad spectrum, and I am concerned about racist situations happening. So, but the problem is with the racism is that everything is racist to some people. For instance, you'll have a situation where, I don't know, I'm being exaggerating, having a bucket that's white on a porch is racist. You know, so there's a point when racism is used so much. Anything that truly racist that has happened or could happen is not going to be taken as seriously. So she was kind of like making a joke, in my opinion, just saying, "Oh, this may be taken the wrong way," but it's not what her intentions. I know Erin; she's not racist at all. She's fine, and she's just trying to say her opinion about the situation with her people in Canada. No, it's just the chat feels, Michelle, in my opinion, they feel that you are attacking them unjustly. And, of course, these things can be heated. And I think that, they feel that you attack them and misinterpret what they said. They feel that you attack them. I'm not saying that, I want people to have a discussion about this in a correct manner. But as I said, they feel that they were being attacked and they took action. But I'm just telling you, between you and me, that I think that Erin was not being racist and didn't intend it to be that way. It's just that people, as I said, when someone mentions something political, a big giant catastrophe happens, and you would be pushing people away farther from your cause. Like if your point of view that you want to get across, you would be pushing people away from your position. So I do think that you have to, the empathy would be, not saying you don't have empathy, but people have to have empathize with what other people are going through. And we're going to all have different opinions and have different feelings about things. We're not all going to agree. But we could all agree to disagree sometimes, and I think that people here have a right to say what they want in a sense, but without feeling like they're taking a personal attack. So she felt that there was a personal attack on her. All right. Michelle, that is not true. And from what you're saying, it would make sense from a certain point of view, but you got to understand, take this into consideration. So what I think, in my opinion, is that since today everything is taken out of context, there's so much cancel culture and political correctness these days that anything is going to be seen as racist at a certain point, because I feel that they've used that card too much. As I said, discrediting generally racist things that could happen. So that's what I think, in my opinion, that people will say a disclaimer because she doesn't intend it to be that way. And I do think people that are in Canada would know more about it than I do. So as I said, I believe, in my opinion, immigration. But if they feel that their culture is not being respected, you're just going to have people that are going to become, if anything, you want people not to be racist. So you would want to make sure a system's in place and take action where people are not feeling that their culture and race is being attacked, where you would want people to be less racist. So the key point is to not try to accuse everybody of being racist, in my opinion, because they're going to think that it would push them towards that, which Erin isn't going that direction, but that's what people in general would see that and get discouraged. And as I said, I personally am for, as I said, regular migration, done correctly, and respecting the different cultures and different people of that region. Michelle celebrated Charlie Kirk shooting so. Well, that is certainly not right. Nobody's assassination or shooting should be celebrated. That is not. I would disagree with that type of behavior. Yeah, and as I said, y'all have a right to defend each other. And as I said, everyone should feel they have a right to say what they want here. All right. And look, Michelle, these people we're all very close. We're like a big family. So they feel they're being attacked. They're going to do that. All right. They're going to do that. And you got to understand, because it's a highly, the stakes are very high. And you would say it's a good way in a sense that people feel that they want to defend their friends and defend the cause, because that is how society can survive over time. And I believe that there's strength in numbers and there's strength in us being united in spite of our differences. So, as I said, that's what they felt was best to do for their friend at that time. Hello, Hazel. A fellow Canadian here is a fact, and not racial. My Canadian-born nephew is Ontario, cannot find work due to immigrants being offered a job. It's a fact, not truth. Right. And shout out to Hazel. I said, and thank you, Aaron, for telling me about your position on Canada. And I think that, you know, I want to hear what the different people are saying about it, and everybody can make their opinion, because we have to continue the conversation of with each other about these things. So I appreciate everybody's perspective and opinion, and no one has to agree with it or not agree if they choose, and we could all agree to disagree in certain situations. Erin does not need to check herself. That is not true. I think Erin is a sweetheart. And I think that we can consider our own feelings and we could forget our anger about stuff. Michelle, it's just they felt that you were doing a personal attack. And Joyce said, not Ajing, you attacked Erin for her opinion, her opine, and then got offended when you felt you lost the right to freedom of speech, pot calling the kettle black. And calling Erin racist isn't personal attack. Exactly, it's like, and Erin is not racist. And you see, you gotta understand, when you call people racist like that, you would actually cause people to potentially go in that direction. If you call people racist over and over again, it's not a good idea. You're gonna push people farther away from your opine. You know, so as I said, we have to. And anybody that's angry, try to it's like Michelle, you felt angry about something or felt she was being offensive. Just wait a moment before talking and thinking to yourself, you know, would this cause my position to be liked more or less? Is it going to turn people away from my views or not? Because you really believe in your position. You want other people to be on your side. So I would feel a different approach would be better in my opinion. But I don't think Erin said anything wrong, and I want this piece to be a safe space where people can talk about their opine without feeling that they can't. As I said, Erin, you can say whatever you want. Anybody can say their opinion. If they disagree with Erin, disagree respectfully. All right? And because if someone feels attacked or the group is being attacked, they're going to defend each other. I know, but it's like, but these days, you gotta understand, if we were back in the 50s and 40s and 30s when there was real discrimination going on, especially in the United States, which I think was deplorable, that's a different circumstance. But in these days, people can make anything racist now. So it's kind of like a joke when she says that. Like, it's just we're in different times where I think there's been a going too far with calling everything racist or everything is homophobic. It's just you're going to a point where actual racist things that happen will not be taken seriously. And if you called everybody racist, hypothetically, more people might become racist. You want to you'll have the opposite effect. So, and I will say, in my opine, I believe that like for instance, America, the party of slavery, the Democrat Party of slavery, which I have ancestors that for generations were Democrats, but the Democrat Party was different kind of back in the 50s and 40s and stuff. But yeah, they were supporting that in the northern country, the northern Republicans, they fought against the slavery. So I do think that a lot of these political correctness things are put as a reverse psychology tactic to go and get people riled up like they did before. Because we would want people that are actually facing discrimination or actual racism to be compensated. We want immigrants to come and respect the country, the West, because everyone wants to come here. I don't blame them. But if it's done improperly, you're going to have the opposite outcome that you want to see happen. In my opinion. As I said, it's like Right, and if they feel that, okay, this is not right, Michelle. Moki is not weak. She is very strong. And she is a strong person. Moki has done so much for me and the channel and everyone else. Like, I don't appreciate her being insulted like that, in my opinion. In my opinion, as I said, you have a right to what you think, Michelle. I do feel, in my opinion, you did attack Erin and called her racist when her intentions were not to be racist. And I do think that constructive criticism is important, and we're not all going to agree. And if we're wrong about something, we could have a discussion about it. So I just think that calling someone, assuming she was racist, was the wrong move in my opinion. I don't think it was like a 2-year-old. I think she attacked as someone that was trying to defend her alien sister. And as I said, just like you could move on from that, and the main argument was that you had an issue with. I think we could both agree the main argument had to do with something with the immigration, or what she was saying sounded racist. And there, you have to consider this: the people that are in the region of Canada, if there's a migration that's happening incorrectly, and the people are feeling that they're not heard, just as we know from in other countries, there are revolutions that happened when people didn't feel that they were being heard. And we wouldn't want people to become racist if they're seeing people in their country, right? So if the way they're doing it is the wrong approach, and Erin was not being racist, nor does she think that. But as I said, if people that are in Canada that want to work or have a job, like what Hazel was talking about, they're going to try to get cheap labor. And I do think that it's a distraction. I think we can all agree here that racism's wrong, in my opinion. One thing I want to bring to your attention, Michelle, if you're still here, is that I think they want cheap labor. And they want to undercut the people that are in there that want to get a job, that want to get work, like what Hazel was mentioning about her son not getting the work or job she was mentioning before, is that they want to get the cheapest labor possible. Just like the days of old when they had the plantations and they had slavery, they had cheap labor. And I think they want to use the race thing as a way to as a diversion away from what they're actually doing to get people to fight over it. So yeah, I do things. I said, I want natural immigration done properly, and I don't want it to be done in a nefarious way where the people that are already there are going to feel that the immigrants that are there originally will feel threatened. So I completely disagree with the approach that they're having with it, and that immigrants should come there and respect the country they're in naturally. So that is my position on the matter. And Erin has a right to have her opine, and at the end of the day, I think that we should not let the political stances ruin our empathy for the other person. And I just feel to not call the other person racist for having a position would be fine. And as I said, everybody here has a right to their opinion, and I want people to say what they think. But if they disagree, do it in a respectful manner, because I feel if Michelle really believes in her argument, what she did, people are not going to hear her position, but they're going to feel threatened or attacked by her. So, as I said, without calling people racist, it's fine to not call racist and just say what you disagree with. If there's a legitimate argument, let's hear that instead of calling other people racist. All right. All right. And then Joy says, Michelle, I don't attack you. I told you the truth, and you got offended. It's you is the problem. All right. And Hazel says, exactly. Not enough room in chat box for all that, but exactly right. Okay. Understood, Hazel. Understood. And I said, this is a place, I said, for everybody of different. Even liberals can be here, non-liberals can be here. That is all fine with me, but just do not start the fight of calling people racist. That is not acceptable, because the chat will defend itself, as we said before. All right. So, anyway, this is a situation where you have the liar's dice, right? So, all right, Aaron said, thanks, Alien. We should be able to disagree and be able to be in the same room. It's not art. It's a lost art. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I do agree. And I think lacking empathy for the other people, is a problem too. And Joy says, I don't care what your political views are, but don't come in here talking nonsense and then not expecting people to feel some sort of way to handle it better, point blank. Yes, exactly. Right, and this is the liar's dice, and we're going to call him a liar. And you're so welcome, Aaron, in chat. And as I said, I have liberals and conservatives, and uh, I have for different religions that watch me, and two, I have in non-religions, I have everything. So I want, as I said, both groups to be able to say their opine. This situation, yeah, I feel Erin was unjustly attacked for her opine. But I appreciate people being concerned about race and people being, unjustly discriminated against. But Aaron is not like, come on. It's like yeah, there are really racists out there. They are out there. They exist. But let's focus on them and not people that just have an opine about something. So, but yeah, Aaron, I do think that in your country there is a lot of Canada's the way they're handling their country is disgraceful. I think it's you know you have a situation here where of you. I think they're euthanizing each other over there or something like that. It's quite sickening. And I want the indigenous people, which is now the Europeans that are immigrated there, to feel that they are their culture is respected. They could have work, they could have jobs, they could have what they need there. I want that to be. And I am not Canadian, so I cannot speak about what their immigration policies are. If they want or not want immigration, that's up to them. Now, in this country, I think that it's fine. America's a melting pot. They could have immigration done naturally. And I do think that if you have other cultures that may think things a little bit differently, that they should respect that the other culture that they're in. So we have that. So yeah, that is certainly my position on the matter. And as I said, you, Aaron, you said nothing wrong. And I live in a black area. I've had live around black people my whole life. The city's of a black city, predominantly. And you said nothing that I thought was racist at all. Right. And I appreciate everybody working together and having a civil resolving this dispute. All right. Appreciate everybody here. So this is the dice being rolled. All right. And we have that. I lost a dice. Scared. Okay. Let's call him a liar. Okay, let's say it's this. They're gonna make their position. Let's see. Okay. Dragon roll. Alright, let's go to 1. Let's go to 3. Hokie said, Michelle, you're one of those people who respects other people's cultures more than their own. Disgraceful. Yeah. Alright, so let's call him a liar. I lost a dice. Yes, understandable. Alright, and let's roll. Let's roll dice here. Yes, you get your gummy worm. Absolutely. I'm eating my emotions tonight. Yeah, scared. Oh, Aaron, it was an honor defending you. Oh, we love you too, Aaron. Oki says, this nonsense drives me nuts, stating that obvious doesn't make someone racist. Right. It is better out there. Definitely. There's lots of places and Rome areas to explore. Okay, Tasman, understood. Thank you for telling me hello. Alright, we're going to go back out to sea. Or go out to sea. Alright. As I said, I am very... I've been taught by political commentators. I am a political commentator. So this is my field, Aaron. It's my field. It's, definitely. Absolutely, Moki. Facts. All right, let's go get some ships. Yeah, Moki, that was fun. Yeah, that was quite exhilarating. Yeah, just drinks for the spaceship. Yeah, drinks for the spaceship. Alright, looking around like there's nothing going on with hair pulling. He did say ding ding ding. Alright, here's some ships. I'm scared.
Take what you can. Give nothing back.
Alright, and shout out to all of you ladies, that aliens, angels, y'all did great.
Keep at it.
Man, D-Sauce, is he getting some popcorn? I know what you're doing, buddy. You're sitting with the two other purple aliens that were in the control room, and y'all got some popcorn made in the kitchen and y'all some butter, and y'all got to watch that show. And as I said, people can disagree and be liberal, just do not disrespect in that way. That's all. Okay. And Aaron said, Moki, I think I'm not good in the headspace it sent me, but I'm good now. You guys are very kind. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we got you.
Plunder those ships.
All right, group hug. Holy moly, you guys! Dang, now I'm back. I'm crying. Oh, back to crying. Oh, but we're here for you. You could cry on the alien shoulders we have. It's all okay. Yes, yes, absolutely, Mook. Yes. Okay, going this way and firing. And I will say there are people from foreign countries that are from the Middle East and stuff that respect the West and want the and they don't want us to be attacked by these other people. So, and there's people of, as they say, people of color that are on the same page as we are. So it's not just like I think it's like a racist thing. There's people of multiple races that think the same as we do. I just finished saying to laugh off trolls. Yeah.
To Davy Jones's locker with you all. Turn him into fish food.
Oh, I feel the same way. I'm ready for round 2. I agree, Moki. It is. I know, very well said, Moki, because when you call people racist all the time, you know, when actual racist things happen, they basically, when actual racist things occur, no one cares.
There'll be loot aboard those ships.
You know, like, for instance, you have... Then remember, Moki, it's the same party of people that did the KKK, that did all those, that lynched people, the blacks and stuff, and had slavery. The same group of people, the same party is doing the same thing they did before, okay? So, yeah, they don't want racism to be actually noticed, real racism, because they loved that, and they were so angry when the civil rights thing happened with, later on with Malcolm X and MLK, and then when slavery was ended by Abraham Lincoln. Remember, they assassinated Abraham Lincoln. And just like with the Charlies, they do the same thing they did before. Like, they don't... It's the same old thing that it was back in the 1800s. You know, the same group. You know, so yeah. When you keep calling... Like, for instance, chat, to reiterate, when you call someone... Well, yeah, Moki and my family is Democrat. You know, from the... You know, but the South is Democrat. You know, so... and back in the past, the Democrat Party was very different. It was not like how it is now. But yeah, basically, and I'm a Southerner, you know, so the Southern people were that. So me too, Moki, as well. And I actually, growing up, I liked the Democrats when I was growing up. But I like both. And then my buddy that I talked about aliens with, I talked about stuff with him, then I had a different perspective about the politics. But yeah, I too, Moki, me too, as well. And doesn't mean we're going to agree with everything one party or another will say. But yeah, it just, when you call someone racist over and over again, like, I don't know, me wearing this Hawaiian shirt's racist.
Turn him into fish.
Yeah, that's hilarious, D-Sauce. When there is, as I said, when you have this shirt's racist, this chapstick's racist, let's say, I'm white with curly hair, that's racist. When you call people racist over little things, Thanksgiving's racist, Christmas is racist, snow is racist. There's a point where white people get a resentment from that, It'll be put in a box. It'll make the white people angry. If anything, it'll backfire and have the opposite effect that you want to see. So when people, especially young people growing up, when they keep hearing they're racist, they're going to go towards those extreme ideas. You're going to have the opposite thing happen. That's exactly what they want. So when actual racist thing happens, it's like the boy that cried wolf. The kid, well, I was learning this in Mississippi when I was growing up, in the Hurricane Katrina. They're telling the boy that cried wolf, right? I probably needed that pep talk. So the boy said, "There's a wolf. It's going to attack me." He said it over and over again. When the wolf actually came, no one believed him. And when you keep on doing that over and over again, you have a situation occur where when someone is being attacked for racism, because that does exist, no one's going to care. That's exactly what they wanted. So I think that racism is an evil thing, and that whenever it actually happens, it needs to be called out. But if Aaron says that psychopathic people are invading our country that want to destroy everything, in my opinion, that's not racist. It's just there's good versus evil. I was talking to on another show recently. We were talking about good versus evil. That's what this is. All right. Yes, years and years of trying to appease, just like the French Revolution, just like the revolutions in Russia or in Germany. Which, when I'm talking about Germany, the situation with the communist uprisings that happened in Germany, and also, then what happened next? The people were beat down when communism rose in Germany. You had the Weimar Republic. And then when that happened, you had this other thing occur where the mustache bro individual came in, which is very evil what he did in Germany. And they had a dictatorship. But yeah, the people were starving, and
Turn him into fish
then
food.
these things happened. So we do not want people to go to extremist ideas, and the whole point is to keep our democratic republic intact. So people will go to these things, like communism. They went to communism. They'll go to these things. So if you keep pushing and pushing people, that's what's going to happen. I love everyone till you rub me the wrong way, then you catch the bus of Shuttytown. Exactly. And think about with the other people, the libs themselves. In my opinion, they are the true fascists. They are the true Nazis. Because they will constantly go and over again, they will call people fascists when they're the ones doing fascism, because that's what the mustache man did in Europe. He would call other people the things that he was guilty of. He canceled free speech, and he would call people's the everything was Jewish. Oh, this was a Jew, that was a Jew, this is a Jewish invention. He was a cancel culture, and that's what the current left is doing, just like what the funny mustache man did. They're doing the exact same thing as they did before. And they don't want freedom of speech. They want it to make it into a dictatorship. So they're just like the funny mustache man. And all those people were deceived and tricked into going down that path, because that's what he was. Oh, Lord. Oh, hello, Christine. Nice emoji. Nice wallpaper. Nice profile right there. What about Sour Nerds? I'll give you one. A troll was here. Yeah, there is, Shuddy, yeah. And as I said, millions of Jewish people lost their lives, and Germany was completely split between two different countries by what they did. And as I said, the opposite effect happened of what they wanted. The Soviet Union happened, and as I said, people were waiting in line to get food and water, and people were suppressed by the government. They were monitored by the secret police, and they were canceled all the time. As I said, the libs, in my opinion, are completely the ones that are attacking people like this are completely un-American, and they're the true fascists. Okay, they're the true Nazis. They're the true communists, and basically what they're trying to turn this country into is into a Weimar Republic. As I said, Weimar Republic, Germany. You would have piles and piles of money that was worth nothing, that you would have to go and buy different things with. The Reichmark was worthless. It was stupid. And then you just had assassinations. They assassinated communist leaders. They assassinate all kinds of people. You know, you have a banana republic. It's stupid what these people are doing, and these morons are doing, you know, trying to bring communism to the West, and it's not going to be a cool thing. So, you know, I completely think it's absurd how they're calling people these racist things and stuff like that. It's BS. All right, there's people that actually went through racism, you know, that grew up in segregation, that grew up in all these things. People who used to be in slavery. You know, there's Italians, for instance. Italians were seen as, by some people, not American, and they were discriminated against. So the Italians got it rough too, and that was another European country. So even within the European race, you have factions fighting each other, and same thing with the problem in, thanks, Christine, like Europe, they had Protestant versus Catholic. So yeah, even Europeans can have conflicts towards each other, racism towards each other. The Holocaust, which is very terrible what happened, was another situation like that. White people fighting each other. You know, they over their different views. So as I said, and I want you all to feel safe, feel heard, and you, my aliens, angels, every day of my life I serve and do what I can for all of you, and including my trial chat bros as well. And there are liberals, and they're okay. There's lots of liberals I know that are cool people that are on the channel that are fine, all right? But y'all need to feel safe and do whatever you all want, because this is your channel, this is your spaceship, and you all do whatever you feel is best with it. So that I hope that you get my point across with that. So as I said, I think that those people that are attacking Aaron are the true racist Nazis, in my opinion. Whew. That was winded. Thank you all for being here and listening to my rants. And as I said, we could agree to disagree, if you will disagree, okay? Just do it in a respectful way, because we are not going to tolerate this behavior. Just like the French Revolution, the people they were angry, they had enough, and they had revolution. I'm not saying the revolution was really right, but still, people, when they feel they're oppressed, or they feel that they're not heard, you're gonna have a volcano happen. So yeah, the volcano must erupt. We are not weaklings. We are going to stand for what we believe. Oh, you're welcome, Aaron. I'm glad that you enjoy. Most precious possession you have in the world is your own people. Alright? And that extends to the rest of humanity as well, in a sense. So you must fight for your people and fight for what you believe in. Alright. And I am ready, you know, to fight with you all. I agree, Moki. Absolutely.
Keep at it. There'll be loot aboard those ships.
You know, and remember, Moki, the people that are having the invasion, they want people to be docile and subservient, because they're trying to create feudalism, Moki. They're trying to bring feudalism back. And they want a underclass of people that they can control and have cheap labor from. Just like they did back in the plantation days in the South. And they want that back in Europe and elsewhere. Like, Europe wants to go back to what they had before. And they want to create a feudalistic class. And, you know, and I think people have a freedom of religion. And at the same time respecting the other cultures and other religions too. And, you know, you could have people want... It's like, for instance, I'll tell you all this. Well, a tenant told me this one time. His philosophy of life was that he respects all people, but there's a line, all right? And if someone wants to cross that line, you know, he could bleed and the other person could bleed too. Like, it could go either way. So, yeah, definitely fight, because, as, you know, you rather die on your feet than live on your knees. Absolutely. And as I said, we don't want people becoming racist or being against other people or something like that. We want all people to be respected, and all this is going to do is do the opposite of what these people want. And if some invasion of psychopathic people is happening, it has to be recognized. You know, you have to fight for your lands. I noticed that, Christine. I noticed that character. I don't know much about that, but thank you for telling me it was a troll. Thank you. I agree, Moki. Hallelujah. The putting on our tinfoil hats because of the one world order. I agree. And for instance, I'll tell you all another point of view too. Like, say in the country of Saudi Arabia, it's a very safe country where there's not a lot of. It's a different culture than us, but it's there's not a lot of crime and things like that. And it's a first world country, according to some. Now, over in these areas, in this part of the world, the crime and degeneracy is being normalized, and it's quite atrocious. Oh, okay, Christine, thank you. So, why are they trying to make it not safe here for other people? Where other countries respect their culture, their heritage, and their people, and other countries, but we can't do it here. That's what I'm trying to get at. Or Japan, for instance. You could. Some say you could have $1 million in your lap in Dubai or Japan and be safe, but over here, Aaron could go to the city and somebody's going to get a machete and chase her. That's on crack. It's what are we doing here? As I said, we love other cultures and people, but we want everyone to be safe. I mean, another thing is about people that are calling Aaron racist. People that are like that. This is and I'm going to be a little bit heated for a second. Everybody, okay. So it's an arsoning thing to try to go. Oh yes, understood, Joyce. To go and do something like that. Because these people that were saying that we believe in freedom of speech, and I believe in that, and there's people that I've had talks with on this channel that are liberal, that are very good to talk to, that are some friends of ours from the trial chat. And there's people on the trial chat that are liberal that I think the world of. There are some aliens, angels are liberal. I think the world of them. So there are some really cool ones. But I will say this: people that want to censor, like what Aaron's trying to say, is that. Like, we want freedom of speech, but the same people that we give freedom of speech to don't want us to have freedom of speech, and they want to oppress us and make our lives miserable and have us overrun by these crazy people. Like, what do you do in a situation like that? They don't even like the country they're in. They don't even like America. They don't even like the West. And they want to destroy everything. So, like, what do you do in that type of situation? I don't know. I have more questions than answers, okay? Like, what do you do, like, when you have people, thousands and thousands of people that are celebrating the deletion death of Charlie? You have all these people that want to destroy a civilized discussion. Like, people can disagree with Aaron and have a civilized discussion about it. But when you name call and cancel culture, like, what do you do with people like that? It's just a question that I don't know there's no easy answer to. So, as I said, that is another position I want to bring up as well. And then, Joyce, I understand. And thank you all. I'm glad to know some like-minded people. On this chat. I appreciate you all very much. All right, Joyce says, what sucks is that I keep my mouth shut 90% of the time, but all these people running around yapping their end test my patience. Yeah, I mean, as I said, just like Europe. People had felt oppressed, or people felt oppressed in America, and there's the American Revolution, for instance, when they broke away from England. Yeah, exactly. They felt they had enough. And yes, Christine, that's a very cool thing that I'm looking forward to seeing I'm looking forward to seeing that. Donna Adelson sentencing. Thank you, Christine. Normally, how Michelle feels is how most people communicate. Here, at least with my experience, it's just been easier to stay quiet. But as I said, Aaron, I want you to feel you could say what you want here. And you always tell me what your opinion is, okay? And you feel this is a safe space for you to be, okay? And say what you want. And as I said, politics is my secondary attribute. So we're on the same page with that. Armoki says, I just reenacted the chat fight for my husband. There might have been kickboxing moves involved. Nice. It's like the enemy will attack you, then they cry in pain when you strike them back. Alright, y'all, Erin moved and is homeschooling her kid because of the Canada's nonsense. That's amazing to me. Oh, she's such in the left, and they always like to say that the right wing oppresses women and stuff like that.
Thunder those shits.
You know, when people are doing stuff like that, you know, like what Erin is doing, a very strong woman to take charge and wanted her kid to have a good life and have a proper education on her terms and not be taught that, you know, I have a sixth finger, or I have an extra arm that isn't there, or that, you know, I identify as this, a bottle right here, or something stupid like that. Like, she doesn't have to have her kid around stuff like that, and she could have her kid learn what she wants the kid to learn. Right. Erin said, I love my oppressed life. Joyce said, I got you. You have that right. I got so much drama for homeschooling my kid. I present facts and they shut down. Always present with facts and they have nothing after that. And Moki said, props to Mr. Q as well, who, by the way, is Asian, married to a nasty racist. Oh, I have such a Timu Airhead brain. Yes. Shout out to Mr. Q, too. Very... very cool. And yes, they're very racist of her to marry an Asian. Absolutely. And he also took charge with her and wanted their kid to have a good life and be taught correctly. Because he's also seeing this nonsense. And that's what a true masculine man does. Leads his household to proper values and proper family traditions. That is the proper way. He's a true man. He really is. You know, he's not a what's called a Timu soy boy. You know, he's not that at all. Yeah, so definitely. Very, very well said, Mogi. Definitely. It's Joyce, it's unpopular to do homeschooling thing, but we've met a great community, so slowly finding my daughter is thriving. Yes. Hilarious, Smokey. Alright. Ah, Moki said, to be fair, we're fighting with somebody that we think is a woman. Right, there you go. Oh, that's nice. Good to know, Christine. Well, it's nice talking to you in there. Oh, look, there's the ham. There's the ham right there. Let's watch Alien Spaceship lose some more gold right here. Watch this. The alien's gonna lose some gold and blackjack. All right, bid 2. Okay, I'm gonna hold. Dealer wins, actually. Okay. Bid 2. Swap a card. Okay. So I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, blackjack's good. Yeah. I know how to play blackjack. It's a interesting game. Okay. Okay, let stay. It's probably not a match, but let's see how it goes. Dealer stayed. Dealer wins again. Okay. Yeah, he does defend his ladies. That's true. Swap the second card with... Facts, doubling down. Okay. Scared. Alright. And let's continue. Double down. Okay. Gosh, it's only 7 here. Like, hunts people down and defends his ladies. Yes, facts. Facts. Dealer wins. Okay. Like, hunts you, yeah. Yeah, shout out to a 6. We will be doubling down, and that's just a random hand. It's 10 there. Okay. Oh, looks like I won a round. There I go. Right. Scared. Deer won that one. Okay. Oh, he agrees with us? Okay. Oh, hit. Yeah. I've won this game before. I won this game before. A couple of times. Alright. I won 8 gold. You see, I had Joyce on my side. So, that is always cool to have. 0 is not here right now, and 0 is not in the game at the moment. That's a P flag. I don't even know who Michelle is. Alright, but it's somebody they might have heard of before. I don't know who that is. It was somebody that was here that was you know, I was talking to her, and I kind of like, you know, was explaining of her position, what she got wrong, and you know, she apologized to Aaron, but then proceeded to start to insult Moki and then Aaron. It's just like, you know, and I want the ladies to do whatever they feel is best. And they want to go some Scorch Earth, and they're going to do some Scorch Earth. I don't know who in the world it is. I mean, it was a nice flower picture she had, but I don't know her from Adam. I didn't block her. Let's see. She is not blocked. She's still. I could see her messages. No one ever blocked her. She may have left, and she may have left. But y'all did a good job at defending the spaceship, and she's welcome to be here. I just don't want her to insult Aaron for being racist when it's not true. No one blocked her. I look back, I could see her messages. All right, Tortuga Hold'em poker. I don't know if I remember how to do this exactly, but we'll see. All right, good night, D-Sauce. Swap it with an ace. All right. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Pair of aces, jack kicker. Let's see. Ah, yes. I won 280 gold. Facts. Facts. I won about over 300 gold. Facts. That was fun. Alright. Those games are cool. Yeah, this is the Volcano Island. Aaron, tried that and a different thing and never came to peace. They apologized to someone else, not me. Alright. Loki said, Aaron, don't be a wussy. Scared. Well, look at this fool right here. Oh, we could go to the pirate. Or we could go to the pirate. I mean, to the Halloween part of the game. All right, let's go. I think it's at Port Royal. I could just do it like this. Moki said being nice has gotten us into this mess. Yeah, and I believe that it's good to be kind to all people. But to be too nice in the sense that... To be nice in that sense that you're speaking of, I agree is wrong. Where people have boundaries. And having boundaries, being not a pushover, that is the key to complete respect. So I completely agree with you, Moki, about that. That being too nice got us into this mess. Indeed, that's true. Yeah. Gotta be tough and hard as iron. Yeah. Joyce said Michelle can come back more than willing to have a healthy debate. Yes, I agree. Oh, look at this, chat. Look at all the pumpkins. I agree, Moki. I agree. Amen. Alright, good luck to you, yes? Let's see. Let's go to the quest. Let's go to Port Royal. She gave up too many against her. Facts. Shout out to Aliens Angels again. Just shout out to Aliens Angels. Y'all are great. Oh, I gotta go back to Port Royal, but the thing was kind of messed up, so... Oh. The view is kind of messed up. Let's see. Let's see, will this work? Yeah, the pirate's a little bit... Okay, or I'm still playing the game. I had to reset it. Okay. And let's go back. This way. Let's go here. Now we're launching the game again. I'm scared. Okay, so now the game is loading again. And Joyce says, we wouldn't have been against her if she would have not come in saying rude things and then couldn't handle it being thrown back at her. Yeah, they can't dish out what they do to other people. Very well said, Joyce. And I believe that, like what Ronald Reagan thought, is that, you know, peace through strength. And I will guarantee you all that I will... As you all know, I'm kind of old people, but I am not too nice. That is something that is known about me. We will certainly do at all costs to defend the spaceship and our ideologies and our freedom. Yeah. All right, now we're going to go to... wherever this goes. What's this say? Alright, so we will soon be doing the Raven's Cove's quests, and that's how we'll find the Kraken. Okay. Joyce says that is what Pampers and pacifiers are for. Yes, yes, exactly. And we cannot have... Our society has gone very soft. And that's another situation that happened. You know, when society becomes sissified, you know, you'll have outcomes like that occur. You know, so we're not running, you know, babyfying anything. We have to have people of tough stature. Our country wasn't founded and wasn't defended, and we didn't get all the way here nearly 300 years by being too nice. Looks like going to Raven's Cove, I guess. Is that right? Oh. Okay, let's see. Ah, okay. Yeah, we've done that before. Oh, we're doing the holiday quest, though. Let's go to Port Royal and see the spooky part, the Halloween part of the game. Alright. Going in smoothly. Alright, now docking. Alright, so this dude right here is crazy. Alright, oh wonderful, someone has brains, come here and I need some help. Alright, next. There's items I was looking for. I lost in here. In this hay pile. Oh, blast. I can't remember what it was. How you not remember what you're looking for? How can I help? Oh, holy, I'd be happy to help. Where do you want me to start? That's what I like. Here is what you can do for me. My memory has been fuzzy ever since Anne and I escaped from somewhere. It was a dreadful place, some town, a ghostly old ghost. I will not bring myself to back, but maybe you can. Perhaps there is some clues that would help me remember what happened and find whatever I am looking for. Start searching the King's Run. I remember running through there before. We'll get off you go. In the hollow woods of Port Royal. See all the pumpkins here. Okay, it's going inside here. Well, one thing I'll say, it's very dark now in the woods. Very dark. Alright. And as I said, this is very cool because they really made this into a spooky, a spooky place. Oh, it's stuck. Okay, now how about this? I'm gonna take this thing out. How about that? This kind of produces a light of some sort. Alright, so this is the voodoo style. I don't know why bro was walking slow. Alright. Yeah, game over. Yeah, game over. Alright. Now I have to wander around and figure out... I have to go up there. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm inside a ditch with some water. Game over. Yeah, it's up this ledge. Yeah, it's right there. Uh-huh. Going to the Halloween woods. Oh, this is like being in the Amazon forest. Rainforest. And I fell again. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go this back way. Not there. Ah, there we go. Alright, this is the Hollowed Woods. This is the Hollowed Woods. This is a spooky place. Alright, look, it's a ghost. It's a ghost of a gypsy. Alright. It's pretty spooky in here. Alright, so Aaron says, "Hello, very, very loyal friends. I'm going to head to bed. Thank you for your ass kicking. If I don't chat this weekend, see what Donna." Okay, Aaron. We are very glad to be here for you, and thank you for hanging out with us tonight and telling us what was going on. Alright. This is inside a crystal mine. It's a ghost crystal mine. Look at this water. It's rushing. Leads to a dead end. Okay. And all the zombies are working. Oh, interesting. Look at all those crystals. Wow, that's really impressive. This is just like the pool rooms. Hey, they got some nutty zombies in here. Alright, at the waterfall of doom. Everybody's like taking their sword out when I pass by them. I guess I just have one of those faces. They're just stuck working for eternity. Rumor has it they're still working now. This is just so enchanting. I've never seen this before. I think I wasn't able to access it or something, but wow, this is the first time seeing this. This is really a spectacle. Look at all those crystals all over. Oh wow. Oh, very interesting. We're gonna go out this way. Lots of rocks. Certainly one can get lost in here. Alright, this is the entrance we came out of. Well, that was a big fall. Jeez. I'm scared. Okay, so yeah, those are some pumpkins. That's a bonfire. Oh, let's go fight this thing. Joombi Cook. There's some part of the game where you have a bunch of players attacking a monster in a cave. Oh, this is a haunted ship right here. I'm scared. You see those are pumpkins? You got some hay. This is like Sleepy Hollow, but in the pirate game. Alright, and... Okay, Joyce, good night to you. Thank you for coming here. Joyce, it was a pleasure having you on board tonight. Alright. Alright, so this is the haunted... another haunted place. Is this the cave over here? Oh yeah, this is the big gremlin thing. This is the big Nephilim thing. Before we fight this, I'm going to show you all a little bit more of the... Loki said, I'm logging off too. I'm still karate chopping my husband and my daughter's boyfriend. So I'll have to come over. Okay, Moki. Good night to you. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you so much, Moki. And see you on the next one. Oh, we got whisperers in this game. Whispering. Scared. Alright. Let's go in here. Voodoo magic. Doors shut. Voodoo magic. You can malevolent presence trying to get out. Oh, okay. So there's some voodoo magic in there. Okay. This thing might defeat me. Usually you need a group of people to defeat this thing. We're gonna see how it goes. Ah, they're both attacking me now. Alright. There I go. The reason why that happened because the other character was attacking me. Alright. So usually you have like a crew of people fighting that thing. Yeah, I was just showing you a demonstration about that. If I had been without the other character attacking me, I think we would have lasted longer. Yeah, so that is the Halloween part of the game, the Halloween part of the island. Now, a spooky island to go to is Raven's Cove. okay, and going out into the high seas. I'm gonna repair this ship right here. There's a Navy ship lurking. That's really something right there.
They know we be pirates. Plundering will make them real mad. Keep at it! There'll be loot aboard those ships! Plunder those ships!
Facts.
Turn him into fish food. Davy Jones's locker with war. We sunk her, Captain.
That skyline's really cool.
Plunder those ships. Turn him into fish food. Take what you can. Give nothing back. shits. You think they can outgun us? Open fire and plunder all you can! Turn them into fish food.
This looks very ghostly indeed. Let's see. Similar to what Blackbeard did, he had a sloop like this and he would go to this island with his treasure. An island like this. Alright, we're back. It went out for a moment. I like the bandana. It's pretty cool. This is the spooky island. It's one of the phantoms. So by the way, the moon light is much better now. Ah, there's one of those Timu Phantoms right there. Instant deletion right there. Those are like the Jinn. See, you see the dipper right there? The top star, like, at the end of the dipper, links to the northern star. That's exactly how you could find that. The other one that's floating, they're both adjacent to each other. Very ghoulish. Uncharted waters. I would always dock here quite often for some reasons in the game, so that's where we'll dock, like we always did. Alright, let's go here. It's not like Louisiana coast. Although this is close to it, technically. Alright. Okay. That's a good stopping point. Okay. So, this is a fun gaming stream. I enjoyed it. We had a good time with chat, with all the different stuff we are talking about. And, alright, so we'll be ending it now. Thank you all for lurking, watching, listening, or those that were here earlier. I appreciate you all. See you tomorrow on the next one, and peace. See if we're gonna get to work. We did.